So hello and welcome to AG Zone. In this video we'll be discussing about human digestive system. As you can see on the screen, the human digestive system looks like this. Here is a more closer look. Human digestive system consists of two things. First, the alimentary canal, and second, the associated glands with it. In this video we'll be discussing about alimentary canal. So let's begin. The alimentary canal begins with an anterior opening, that is mouth, and heads posterior till the anus. The mouth leads to the buccal cavity or oral cavity. The oral cavity has number of teeth and a muscular tongue. Each tooth is embedded in a socket of jawbone. This type of attachment, where one bone is embedded into another, is called thecodont. Majority of mammals, including human beings, see two set of teeth during their lifetime. First, they have temporary teeth, which are also known as milk or deciduous teeth. These are then replaced by a permanent set of teeth known as adult teeth. This type of dentation, where two type of teeth occur in lifetime, is called diphyodont dentation. An adult human has 32 permanent teeth, which are of four different types, namely incisor, canine, premolar, and molar. Because of these four kind of teeth, the dentation is known as heterodont dentation, which has a dental formula of 2123 by 2123. This means there are two incisor, one canine, two premolar, and three molars, respectively. Here you can further compare the temporary and permanent teeth structures. Teeth has an hard chewing surface made up of enamel. Helps in the mastication of food. Mastication means making a paste out of food. The tongue is a freely movable muscular organ attached to the floor of the oral cavity by frenulum. The upper surface of the tongue has small projection called papilla. Some of the papillae bears taste bud, which help in the detection of the taste of the food. There are different type of taste buds on different areas of tongue, as shown in this figure. Now moving from the oral cavity leads to a short pharynx, which serves as a common passage for food and air. And pharynx is connected to the esophagus, which is food pipe, and trachea, which is windpipe. Here you can see the trachea. A cartilaginous flap called epiglottis is also present in the pharynx, which prevents the entry of food into the glottis. Glottis is the opening of trachea or windpipe. Here you can see the epiglottis. It is a leaf-like structure highlighted in green. After buccal cavity, the food enters the esophagus. The esophagus is a thin, long tube which extends posteriorly, passing through the neck, throat, and diaphragm, and leads to a J-shaped bag-like structure called stomach. The entry of food into the stomach is regulated by a sphincter known as gastroesophageal sphincter. The stomach is located in the upper left portion of the abdominal cavity and has three major parts. The first one is the cardiac portion, into which the esophagus open. It is the body of the stomach. The second is the fundic region, and third is the pyloric region, which opens into the first portion of small intestine, which is duodenum. The small intestine is distinguishable into three regions: a C-shaped duodenum, a long middle portion called jejunum, and a highly coiled ileum. The opening of the stomach opens into duodenum and is guarded by the pyloric sphincter. After ileum, the food enters into the large intestine. The large intestine also has three parts, which are caesium, colon, and rectum. Caesium is a small blunt sac which hosts some symbiotic organism. A narrow finger-like tubular projection, the vermiform appendix, which is a vestigial organ, arises from the caesium. The caesium opens into the colon. The colon is divided into three major parts: ascending, transverse, and descending colon parts. The descending parts open into the rectum, which opens out through anus. We move to our next portion, which is walls of alimentary canal. The walls of the alimentary canal from esophagus to rectum possess four layers. These are serosa, muscularis, submucosa, and mucosa. Serosa is the outermost layer and is made up of thin mesothelium. Mesothelium is epithelium of vascular organs with some connective tissues. The second layer, muscularis, is formed of smooth muscle, usually arranged in an inner circle and an outer longitudinal layer, and an oblique muscle layer may be present in some region. The submucosal layer is formed of loose connective tissue connecting nerves, bloods, and lymph vessels. And in duodenum region, the glands are also present in some mucosal area. The innermost layer is the mucosa. This layer forms irregular folds in the stomach called rugae in the stomach and small finger-like folds called villi in the small intestine, as you can see here. And these are the folds of stomach. So as you may have known till now, the mucosa form the villi, but the cells on the villi also show some microprojection known as microvilli, as you can see in this figure. These microvilli increases the surface area further enormously, giving a brushboard appearance. The villi are also supplied with a network of capillaries and large lymph vessels called the lacteal. This helps in the movement of essential nutrients and waste to different parts of body. Mucosal epithelium or inner epithelium also has goblet cells which secrete mucus, which helps in lubrication of food. Mucosa also form glands in stomach, which are gastric glands, and forms crypts in between the bases of the villi, which is a narrow gap in between them in the intestine, and also known as crypts of lubricant. And at last, I would like to say that all the four layers show modification in different parts of the alimentary canal. So thanks for listening. In next video, we'll be talking about digestive glands, so consider subscribing.